The first thing that I'm going to say is focusing on losing weight, but also focus on the diet, focus on your habits, focus on even getting a haircut as well. Because when you focus on getting a haircut, you start to feel confident. And when you start to feel confident when having a haircut, it's because you don't really take care of your hair on other days. You realize that your hair is one of those things that will make or break an appearance. So when you're really focused on your hair, you want to focus on the products you use. You want to focus on trying different hairstyles to see if it works for you. You're not restricting yourself, and you're focused on eating in moderation. And that's really the diet side of things. And what else I'm going to say, when it comes to really focusing on your physical appearance and improving it, you want to make sure that you do things gradually, that all the habits that you're doing right now is so that you can be consistent, so that you can see changes in yourself over time. Other people see those changes in you before you see it in yourself. And I wanted to say, when it comes to improving your physical appearance, it doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be simple enough for you to understand it and to break it down. So when it comes to improving your physical appearance, you want to make sure that you give it your best shot. You want to make sure that the people around you are doing the same thing. You're focusing on your hygiene, your haircut, your diet, and your exercise. And that's why people say you need to focus on your diet as well. Because when it comes to really your diet, you can't outwork your diet. So when you're eating good food, you're doing everything you can to not have the unhealthiest of drinks. Because the thing is, if you're eating in a good amount and you're eating in moderation, you realize that because you're over drinking so much, that you're gaining extra calories, which is not really needed. You can just make an effort to track your habits, you can make an effort to track the products you're using. And you need to do what works for you as well, because I could tell you what products to use, but then it doesn't really work for you. Like, for example, I have a different hair type to you. People that may be watching this may have straight hair, but for me, I have curly hair. And that's one of the things that I started to embrace, because when I have curly hair, as you can see, that's why my haircuts are going to look different than what it does for you. And I wanted to say this, that when it comes to really improving your physical appearance, you have to realize that everyone is at different stages, everyone has different hair, a different face, a different body. And body is so important when it comes to physical appearance, because when it comes to really your body, you realize that you're really working on your diet, your exercise. And when I mean exercise, it's because you exercise whether you feel like it or you don't. And that's how you become consistent and start to see changes in yourself. And I wanted to say, when it comes to really your physical appearance, it happens over time. It's not something that happens like within one night. You don't have to figure it all out straight away. And that's why you need to focus on your diet first. And then once you focus on your diet, you can focus on your habits and then exercise. And then afterwards, you can focus on who you surround yourself with and what are you trying to do. Are you trying to build muscle, lose weight, gain weight? You realize that when it comes to losing weight, it's not something that you've done before. And when you was at your heaviest, you may have not had that much energy. And when it comes to you losing weight, you start to lose weight and you don't feel as much energy as well. But the only difference is that you start to enjoy exercise, and then food is like your fuel. But when it comes to you gaining weight, you start to take food for granted and you're always eating. And that's the thing, because you don't actually enjoy the food you're eating, because you're just eating it all the time, you're eating extra food, you're having extra calories, and then you don't seem to have energy because of that. When you start to lose weight, you realize that you're going to have more energy, because the energy that you eat throughout your foods and the energy that you have with your drinks, you're more likely to lose the weight and you're more likely to have a balanced diet. And that's why you start to appreciate the food that you have, because the food that you have, you're not taking it for granted, and you start to eat food when you really need to, and to eat in moderation. Because the thing is, when you're able to track things, you realize of what it is that you can do to improve. When it comes to improving your physical appearance, you need to realize that, for example, when you spend money at the gym, you spend money on a haircut, you're doing this to invest in yourself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, no one else can really do that for you, because other people need to invest in themselves. But I'm going to say this, because when you're investing in yourself, You want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to improve your life. And when you start to invest in yourself, other people see those changes in you, and you just need to do it for yourself. Because the more that you care about yourself, other people can see that, and then they want to be around you more. And then they start to ask you questions of, how did you do this? Why are you doing this? What got you inspired to do this? And where do you see yourself in the future? So for just in case you didn't hear me, I said also what inspired you to do this. Because you need a reason why you're doing this. You can't just do this because you see someone else doing it. And I'm going to tell you why you should do self-improvement, and the reason why you should do it, and the reason why you should try and lose weight to improve your physical appearance. You should do everything you can to improve your physical appearance because it makes you feel more confident. And because you do everything you can to lose weight, you start to look good, your face looks good, your body looks good. It's because once you start to improve your physical appearance and you become disciplined in your exercise and you're disciplined in your diet, it starts to reflect in all other areas of your life. And another reason of why you want to improve your physical appearance is because you don't want to meet new people, and you start to lead with your finances, you start to lead with your lifestyle, and you want to be with people that are actually attracted to you. Let's say, for example, you work hard for the life that you show other people on social media and you have good finances. You need to realize that that person may want to be with you just because of your lifestyle and your finances. So that's why you don't want to lead with your lifestyle or your finances. Because the thing is, let's say you get that person's attention. You realize that you're with that person because they only wanted you for your finances and lifestyle. And then you realize that someone else who took care of themselves, someone else that took care of their appearance, that took care of themselves, they are more likely to be with that person because they are actually attracted to that person and their habits and really their discipline in that regard. But if you start leading with your finances, your lifestyle, you're only giving people experiences, but they don't want to have that experience with you. And that's what I want you to take away from this video. Because the whole point of self-improvement is to do it for yourself, but then also you want to impress as many people as you can, but you don't want to lead with your finances, your lifestyle. So that's all I really wanted to say on this. I could talk about it more. And if I missed anything, you can comment it down below. And that's all I really wanted to say, and I'll see you in another video.